Hello, my name is Stephanie Lee. I work for Intel Corporation UK Limited. I work in the HR staffing department, looking after the recruitment for the UK. So my title is College Program Manager, and it means I look after undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate hiring for Intel UK. Specifically, what we focus a lot on is our placement scheme for undergraduate bachelor students, which is to allow them to do 1 year placement. So part of a 4 years degree, they come and do a year in industry. So in their second year of degree, we encourage them to consider employers to do a placement year. So Intel is very involved with top universities in the UK, attending all sorts of events like recruiting fairs, CV workshops, mock interviews, a lot of different activities to make sure that we raise an awareness on campus that Intel is hiring placement students. Through the 1 year placement, students will definitely not serve coffee. They have a very valuable job assignment. They are considered like our permanent workforce and peers, so they have proper jobs to do while they're here. And the idea is we look to this as our pipeline for graduate hiring. So we offer graduate positions to these students who did a placement with us as a priority. The application process is quite straightforward. So candidates need to submit their CV and a cover letter online. And they will then go through different steps of selections, including a phone interview, including an aptitude test online. Some people call it a psychometric test. It's got different competencies being tested. It's about 1 hour long. It's got the standard numerical and abstract reasoning competencies being tested. And on top of that, a test that was built especially for Intel, which is based on the Intel values and our work ethics and the way we work at Intel. So team working, communication, problem solving, so these kind of skills are being tested. And after that, it's an assessment centre. So that's where candidates are invited to come here in Swindon, that's our headquarters, and go through a series of assessing activities during the day, like a face-to-face interview, including maybe technical test if you're applying for an engineering position, a group exercise where we are assessing your team working skills. Maybe we'll have a presentation where you need to stand up in front of a crowd and talk about any given topic. So within 4 or 5 days of a candidate turning up here, we will contact them and let them know if they were successful. And today, for example, part of our recruiting activities is we're running what we call a Life at Intel Open Day. We are inviting 60 students from 3 top universities, including Brunel University. We obviously value very much our relationship with this university. And so that's 20 students from each university. They're coming here for 3 hours activities, rotating activities. And the idea is to give them an idea, what is it like to work for Intel? What's the value of doing a placement year? How would you find a graduate job? How should I apply? How do I write my CV? Speak to real Intel employees as well. In a way, have they chosen Intel as a company to work for? There's also a lot of fun things, including a product roadshow where you can go and have a look at the latest Intel technology. So we believe that these 3 hours of activities will be beneficial for both business students as well as engineering students. In fact, when I look at outcome of these open days, we actually hire a few people who actually attended these days. So it's obviously worked in the way that we've appealed to the students after they visited us and they want to get a placement with us, and they also the high caliber students we're looking for because we end up hiring them. So very successful open days that we run twice in a year, usually between October and November, because that's when students are considering placement employers. So I encourage every student who's watching this video how important it is to do a placement year. It is what's going to help you to find a graduate job. It's too late to think of getting any work experience after your degree. You need to think about it during your studies to make sure that you gain all of these soft skills or employability skills that people talk about and you're ready for work when you graduate. So I just can't insist enough how important it is to do a placement year. We obviously understand that students who are looking for a placement here do not have a lot of work experience. However, we want to see through a CV that somebody, a candidate, has some soft skills we're looking for. So we're looking for people who have attention to detail, people who can be communicating easily, who can actually communicate a message clearly to different kind of audiences. We're global companies, we work with people from all over the world. So people who are also culturally aware is very useful. And team working is obviously a key thing here at Intel. You know, you'll be working in a lot of teams, you need to be able to work by yourself but work well in a team as well. So, you know, and I would say that most of the candidates will have the theory, they will have the right degree, they will have that knowledge, but what they may be lacking sometimes is these employability skills, is these soft skills. You know, it can take us a long time to actually teach somebody to use Microsoft Office, where really we take it for granted, maybe in the workplace, and we don't realize that maybe it's not used as much during university life. So I would say it is key for students to get some work experience of some kind while they're studying, so they gain these soft skills, so they make themselves more employable when they apply for graduate positions. So we're looking forward to seeing your application. It's a very straightforward process. Our website is intel.com/jobs, and thank you very much for your attention.